Hello world! Here I am, coming to you live on another Mindful Monday morning. The message today is listen to your heart. I'm here on the porch. I guess I'll give you a quick look around. The hills, that beautiful rising sun, and the fresh wet earth which received the first rains in many weeks. I had a friend ask me today, what can be done to hear the voice of the soul? What can be done to trust our heart voice, our heart song? What practices had helped me on this journey that we're all on? And I decided that was a great conversation to have on a Mindful Monday morning. So I'm going to tap into that wisdom again here with the help of my trusty tablet that doesn't always do what I want it to do, but always does what it needs to do. So let's have an experience of stillness, concentration, contemplation, and receptivity as this little bell invites us home to our bodies in the here and now. The first step to being in the heart is to feel it. Don't be afraid to feel your heart. I know it's been a long time since you said hello to your oldest friend that lives inside your chest, slightly to the left, nestled between two bags of air. The lungs are constantly inflating and deflating in gentle embraces around the central organ of your heart. Set the intention to live from your heart, even if only for one single moment. To live truly from the seat of your highest and truest self. This place in your body, from a dualistic perspective, is your connection to your higher self. From a unity perspective, which transcends dualism and includes it, this is your access to your oversoul, the overarching force of you-ness that's constantly calling you. calling you towards something yet unknown: expansion. This driving force only wants what is for the greatest good of all. Now that you've set the intention to live from the heart, you can know that all your desires have been purified through your work to be detached from any craving or longing. Your commitment to releasing yourself from the need to suffer by welcoming the practice of letting go is what makes your desires purified. Know that your desires are instinctual messages meant to guide you to what is in your unique best interest and in the highest and greatest good for the human collective. Know that this is true. To listen to your heart, you have to drop into stillness. Inviting an experience of expansive stillness drop into an awakened realization of the greatness and oneness all around you. This greatness, this oneness, the pervasive energy that's always around you has many names, infinite names, infinite faces. Be the infinite, uncontrollable, unconditional knowing. Be without thoughts. To listen to your heart, you must know how to be without thought. You must learn to think less. To be less attached to your thoughts is the first step in this process. And knowing the greatness that is not only outside of you, but within you, will eventually birth the stillness of knowing. This stillness feels like death to the ego, but it is life to the heart. Be not discouraged by the experience of dying. Remember that with every exhale, we die. With every passing moment, we die to the present moment. We only suffer when we grasp on to things which are ever changing. In the grip of the ever-changing nature of reality, the constancy of change, the only thing we can trust being that things will change, this too shall pass. In this space of constant change, we often grab onto a knowing of something called safety. This thing called safety eludes us when we are outside of our hearts. Safety is an inside job. And when we try and grasp onto external signs and effects, which are just the result of causes that create more effects, which in turn create more causes, we feel unsafe. Unsafety, the feeling of unsafety is real. That is a real feeling. Feelings are valid. They are wanted. They are needed. And this feeling of unsafety can remind you when you're not living from your heart. To remedy this situation, to heal your ability to listen to your heart, you must strengthen the warrior archetype inside of you, or whatever. You must do whatever makes you feel most safe. For me, channeling this warrior archetype inside of me has brought immense strength and internal safety. I share with you the faces of this archetype now so that you can guide your own self back to your heart, back to your soul, by creating an internal environment of safety. My favorite face of this warrior archetype is the goddess Athena. But you may also work with Shiva Ram, Hanuman, Kali, or Mars, Aries. These are all faces of our internal warriors. This holy force, this archetypal energy, let it be invited to reside in your solar plexus. Let it lead you to act in ways that respond exclusively to the subtle desires and needs that are you nourishing yourself. To listen to your heart, you will also need to find internal parents for the inner child that believes safety is not real or accessible or something you deserve. I want you to imagine your inner parents, an inner father, an inner mother. Let them not be reflections of your earthly parents. Let them be reflections of the parents you always wished you had, the ones that deep down you knew you deserved. Without disrespecting the earthly parents who raised you, invite into your body temple, your holy space of inner knowing, the qualities of a divine mother, the qualities of a divine father, and accept your birthright to embody these energies within yourself, rooting them in your solar plexus, which in itself is a very extensive process for another time, for deepening into another time, but you can touch it here. Let this holy force of warrior, fierce protection lead you to act in ways that respond exclusively to the subtle desires and needs of your inner child, of your heart, of your higher self. Let the integration of the divine masculine and divine feminine parents, along with the Holy Spirit of your innocent inner child, be a trinity of stability. Now, receive the fact that nourishing yourself may not look exactly how you think it will. Create space for yourself to change the way you behave. Perhaps this means not caring about how other people feel and doing exactly what you want for a day. Take this time to imagine what it would look like if you only met your needs for nourishment in yourself. What would it look like if you met only your subtle desires that came from your heart with acceptance and a fierce protection for that voice that says, I want this, I need that. Attune yourself now. Attune to the growing strains of your heart song. Listen to the gentle breeze of your etheric energy field and find what sounds like music. Lean towards it. Lean towards a vibration of well-being, a vibration of purity, of oneness, of ease and delight. Lean towards your joy. This is the way to listen to the heart, leaning towards the heart song. And play with answering the subtle taps and nudges that may seem eccentric. Notice what happens when you turn in the direction of that holy inner song. Notice how you feel when you respond to this call. It is safe to feel, beloveds. It is safe to feel. After noticing this, give yourself love and compassion for how hard you're working in devotion to yourself. Give compassion for how hard you're working for the human collective. Give compassion for all the ways you have hurt yourself in the past unknowingly. Let yourself want huge things. Let it be okay. Free yourself from guilt and shame around wanting big things, small things. Find healing beauty in simple moments and acts. Accept that your heart needs to tell you things, and that only just now has it become a true priority for you to listen. This is new safety. Give compassion to yourself in this newness. Let yourself rest and be quiet. You may find it helpful to contemplate some images of the divine to still your mind. When a desire comes up, from this place of stillness, find its location in your body. Literally track in your physical body where the desire is resonating, and feel into the qualities of that desire. Track the desires that come from your chest and make note of them without judgment. Disregard their size, disregard their historical connotations, disregard any story at all around the desires. They have been purified by your intention, and they are messages from your higher self, your soul. Speaking of messages, attune yourself to stillness, and you will hear heart song. Commit to the things that you find your heart desiring. Commit to them being made manifest, physically or otherwise, in your life, because of the one singular simple fact that your heart asked for them. There is no other validation required. Their simple presence is validation enough. Because you exist, anything is possible. This is a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh. Because you exist, anything is possible. Your heart desires must be non-negotiable before your heart, your tender, blessed guide, will speak to you. Your heart has been ignored long enough. It has learned to quiet its murmuring. The heart has learned to be small at your behest. Recommit to it. This is how to be in the heart. Through devotion and commitment to oneself and one's mission, one's path, the way. The way to your soul's purpose. Your heart will not lead you astray. This is where faith becomes an essential ally. We must trust that the pure messages from the stillness of our heart vessel will not lead us anywhere but to our ultimate ensoulment, the merging of the spirit and the physical vessel. Your heart is a bridge for spirit, between heaven and earth, between the soul and the physical body. Your heart is a miracle. It has never stopped beating one single day of your life. You are a miracle. This week, experiment with following your joy and seeing what it leads to thereafter. Track carefully your commitment, your feeling of safety, your feeling of devotion to your soul's highest and greatest purpose. Drop into your heart through the stillness of the all-knowing presence around us. Let mindfulness be this practice of dropping into your body, inviting stillness in order to expand. And I hope you'll share what unfolds. The world is waiting for your gifts. Your heart will always tell you the way to express them. And if you're ready to really truly listen to your heart, ask it someday what its biggest, scariest desire is. And be unafraid of the response. Let it come without judgment. To cultivate non-judgment, we must contemplate interbeing. Once we understand that we are a part of everything, that there is no separation possible between one object and another, that all objects are subjects of the mind itself, we can relax into the truth of oneness. And from that relaxed place, a practiced return to the essential quality of interbeing through the practice of mindfulness. We can heal our tendency to criticize and judge. And we can create a practice of stillness, of acceptance in place of judgment. With acceptance comes the dissolution of resistance. And from the dissolution of resistance, the heart can speak more freely. So, my friends, I hope this practice of ensoulment inspires you and encourages you on your journey. I hope it's of service to you as you set your intention for the week ahead. And always remember, it's never too late to begin again. Every day can be a mindful Monday. Every moment can be a fresh, dew-filled morning. I will leave you here in this place of stillness. So I invite 3 sounds of the bell. May these pure vibrations connect you more deeply to your heart, your breath, and your soul's perfect divine song. Thank you for your practice. Blessed be.